So we already know Sakuyamon can minus DP and play option cards for free, but now with the inclusion of Kuzuhamon, you can also play things out for free from your Digivolution sources and bounce things as well. And let's show you guys how that's done.
Okay, so for our first match against up today, we're going to be playing against Chaos Gallantmon, which is kind of like a, alternative being battle with Kuzuhamon versus Chaos Gallantmon there, which is kind of cool. Right here, we're just looking in the mulligan hand. Sam is actually the one piloting the deck today, so we're going to go back to sort of the usual where we're going to be sort of like backseating a little bit or sort of like commentating over and see what they do and sort of come up with their thought process and game plan and maybe even talk about the things that I would do differently if I was playing the deck too. So really cool. Sam is, Sakuyamon's is one of the favorite decks for Sam, so they wanted to go for a try and give it a showcase. But yeah, they decided to mulligan in their hand, which I actually could have probably felt kept thing was better, especially with going second. We get to draw an extra card, we can Digivolve into Rookie and all that kind of stuff, but honestly the mulligan here really paid off. Sometimes the greed really just gets to you, and yeah, really nicely, they got an even better hand out of that. Searching with Renamon here, trying to hope to get a Rika as well alongside, but grabbing ourselves another Cubimon kind of feels bad because there's no other good targets there. Here differently, I would actually rather Digivolve the Cubimon in the battle area to utilize its when Digivolving effect. So then we could actually do a little bit more searching and cycle through a bit more instead of that way. But this turns out okay, just trying to set up in the back as well at the same time is totally fine. And the opponent is just gonna go straight into Black Row and start milling, which feeds us into a really good opportunity to actually go into a Domon right here instantly and just bounce it back up. This deck is really good at combo. The whole idea of how I like to play it is to sort of go for a very aggressive playstyle and a very aggressive approach where we can actually check a lot of security and have an explosive, almost like an OTK turn. And here at this moment, the opponent is just milling us out continuously, going into Wargrow and playing a Guilmon as well. And we actually have a couple of options to sort of control the board a little bit. We are missing a few pieces because we did end up milling some of our level 6s, which is kind of unfortunate. We really do need to find a level 6 here, and even just a Rika, because then we can Digivolve into even a Talmon and then play the Rika for free. That's really what we want to go for. But we do play Yellow Memory Boost, finding the Maiden mode right here, and then we can actually just take out the Guilmon like that. And here I was also even contemplating maybe it could have been better to go into Maiden mode and then potentially remove the Wargroundmon with the combo of Blast Fire option at the very back, and you guys can see right there. But we don't have enough DP reduction to synergize and to get rid of the rest of the cards. So here it wouldn't be ideal, and I think Sam is contemplating to sort of do that, but I think he also did the calculations and it's just not. Yeah, it's not there. It's not enough, really. So he's really thinking what's the next best option here to do really is. And trying to give as little memory as possible to Chaos Gallantmon is also great. They don't have Tocado set up. They don't have Tamers. They don't have other memory gaining effects. But it's kind of dangerous position here because it can get very explosive. But luckily, they only had the Tocado. And then this gives us the opportunity now to really go for a big turn play, thinking if we should move up, get rid of the Wargrowl, find a way we can play a little bit slow. I think going into the Maiden mode would be pretty good, and then we could use Blast Fire off of that to turn the Wargroundmon into a 3k Digimon for the turn. And then now with Cubimon and Domon inheritable, we can minus a total of 4k to the Wargroundmon, deleting it and getting rid of the entire stack. So then the Chaos Gallantmon player will have to rebuild all over again, and we still retain our turn a little bit. We gain a bit of memory as well, draw an extra card, and finding ourselves another Maiden mode. And we also have 2 red plugins to work with to go for a really aggressive play later on. I'm gonna go into Cubimon right here just to cycle and draw more cards. Finally finding the Rika, which we can contemplate on if we want to get into or not. And potentially maybe pop the boost, Digivolve into a Talmon so that we can play a Rika for free. Is also great. We want to give them as little memory as possible, but there's really not too much they can do at this point. So attacking and chipping away security makes a lot of sense. And then afterwards, the follow-up play, go into Talmon, play Rika for free, set up for free memory. Later after the turn after, And then we even find ourselves a Kuzuhamon, which we can also, showcase a little bit. At this point, the Chaos Gallantmon just has to rebuild and find their pieces again. And if they do get into their stack, they can start deleting things and go crazy and pop off. And here, we're actually contemplating that we can potentially go for a big turn combo where we could actually even OTK the opponent just with the current board state that we have. So we definitely push up, contemplating on how to attack and sequence most effectively. So we're just thinking right here. And I think the most ideal play is to use Maiden Mode to swing, suspend Rika as well. Maiden Mode lets you Digivolve into Sakuyamon for a reduction cost of 2, so you only pay 1 cost. And then we can use, again, Rika, play a plugin for free, and then do double checks just like that, and really, really explosive, which we do. Playing the plugin here, really, really great. And then we also get to unsuspend because Sakuyamon, we get to draw cards with Viximon, with the game memory, with Renamons that we have as well. And kind of a little bit dangerous because 11k is not the greatest. So sometimes I do contemplate that, maybe having the blue plugin is nice because it gives you jamming, so you're kind of protected from it. But of course, if there's security bombs, it's nothing too much. But the 2 checks do go through, which is great. And then now we can go for the Kuzuhamon combo. A little bit different play I would actually approach. I would actually try to use the Sakuyamon to swing first to see what happens. And then go into the Kuzuhamon as a backup. But I guess we just also want to showcase the Kuzuhamon combo here, playing the plugin again, swinging in, taking them out, and swing for game very easily. Just like that. How explosive this deck really is. Sometimes it's just really, really cool to showcase that. Okay, so for the second game of the feature match, we're going to be playing against Ravemon here. Once again, going second and checking out the hand. Looks pretty good. There's 2 Renamons that surge. We can Digivolve and then build into a level 4. And there's also yellow memory boost to find another piece that we need. And there's also green Digivolution plugin, so then we can, turbo Digivolve. So hand looks pretty good. Makes sense to keep, especially going second. Lots of plays right here. The only difference at this moment is I would have played the yellow memory boost instead of Renamon, but I do understand that Sam is trying to search, potentially, to try and find a Talmon and any Talmon and a Rika alongside to sort of get greedy with the hits a little bit here. And the opponent is just going to start establishing, and they're going to search for their Falcomon, Ravemon pieces as well, building a stack as well at the same time. Going to go into Yokimon right here, Digivolving, and also just giving it blocker, both in the raising and both in the outside right here. Again, I think the only difference play I would really want to do is play those yellow memory boosts as early as you can, because they give you so much more value, and in the later the stages of the game goes, there's less opportunities to really play them and to utilize them, which is kind of a tactic, but for most decks, but it can come in handy for the Sakuyamon deck and the Kuzuhamon deck, just because they're counted as options that you can potentially play for free. So it's actually a really smart approach of Sam to actually be playing it this way too. So then by being able to play those options for free, you can find your pieces and gain a ton of memory. So it's a little bit different play style, and then you could sort of go really crazy later on here. Going into Kuzuhamon, playing the yellow memory boost, exactly what I meant right there, using it for free, grabbing something that we need as well, grabbing a Talmon there. And then with the combination of Domon and Yokimon, it minuses the Kuromon by 4000 DP, and we get to play the Domon out, bouncing the entire stack back to the opponent's hand, which gives us a lot of value. And that's especially good against purple-based decks, because purple-based decks usually want to have on-deletion effects, and then they combo off that way. But having that blue bounce in Sakuyamon is just really nice. Right here, we're in that exact same position as the last game again. We can have that explosive turn combo if we really want to go for it. And it makes sense to go for it because we can then suddenly establish a huge advantage on the board very, very quickly, going into maiden mode, playing the red plugin, gaining a bunch of memory back at the same time, and attempt to swing a bunch of checks, Digivolving into Sakuyamon here, 2 checks, unsuspend, probably maybe even potentially OTK, but not so good this time. Running straight into a Ravemon with 12k is this deck's kind of main weakness. Big Digimon and the security is Sakuyamon's again. Major drawback, and finally we get punished and for greedy plays like these. But this is just the aggressive approach. Like right here, we played out the Yokimon just because we actually did play an option card earlier on, and Kuzuhamon lets us play something back. We're going to continue to attack here, but unfortunately now with security bombs, this is again a major drawback against some of these decks when they do have stuff that delete us, makes it a lot harder to sort of execute that combo. Situation looks even worse now. We play a yellow memory boost and we found 3 Rikas bottom decking all 3 of them. It's just ultimately sad, but we're still in okay position. We're healthy in security. And we still have some bodies on the board. The Ravemon's going to come out and do a bunch of crazy combos now because they're going to attack swing, delete themselves, gain a ton of memory, with Analog, Keenan, and Sakuyamon, trash a bunch of cards from our hand, and potentially could force us to add security. But our hand is pretty healthy for the most part. We're staying around like 8 or more cards. So all we have to do is really trash our hand, where the Ravemon deck is actually struggling to make us add a security to the hand. They get to play something back, playing a Sakuyamon here, and maybe trying to establish another one, sort of like build another stack. There's an egg that's hatched, so they can easily digivolve and climb through and build a second stack, which can be very, very crazy the next turn. And we want to try to apply as much pressure as possible and soon. As long as our Yokimon and Kuzuhamon stick on the board, we're pretty okay. We have yellow memory boost to work with, so we're not being afraid of being choked on terms of memory, but they have a level 5 ready to go, as you guys can see. In the raising. So here we're gonna have to go for like big combos once again. We're gonna start to exhaust our boosts, digivolve and climb for a stack, go into Domon right here again, bouncing their Sakuyamon, which is always great, getting rid of bodies, pop the other one to potentially go into a different level 6 this time, so then we can utilize that same combo again, go into maid mode, use plugin S. This is so good because now with plugin S, when they ever do swing the security, we add it back to our hand, and then eventually when we get to play another plugin, we can also then keep on like recycling it and recovering it at the same time, and then we can go for really big damage checks. Maid mode swings, no Sakuyamon this time, but good thing that we survived the checks. Swinging with Kuzuha and then end up having our random on pop, but we cleared out all their security at this point, and it really just comes down to the wire this turn. We're sitting again, very good position. The opponent's gonna have to try and clear our board, and it's gonna be very difficult. We have 3 bodies on the board that they have to clear. We also have a rookie in the raising. They're gonna have to like do a lot of stuff and get a lot of value in this one turn to make a comeback from this. Not only that, we still are sitting at like quite a healthy security amount with 6, and they're gonna have to go through all of that too. But if they can, it can be very detrimental to this deck because like the Kuzuhamon and the Sakuyamon deck can actually exhaust a lot of the resources very, very quickly. So with the Ravemon coming in here, again, going to plug in S, letting us search, adding back to our hand, we don't really need it at that point now because we've done enough security checks, but they're gonna delete themselves with that Ravemon, make us trash a bunch of cards from our hand. They're not able to make us add a security to the hand because we probably have more than 8. Oh no, it looks like we have like 7 at this point. So, oh no, we probably just have just right at the 8. So we have to just keep trashing. So again, we're really healthy on security. And then now we still have our 2 big bodies. Again, they get to use the Keenan and all that kind of stuff. And they go into burst mode right here, Ravemon burst mode, which can actually potentially clear our board because of that. And also look at our hand, trash stuff. And then now finally they can make us add a security, which is again totally fine. There's a lot of, we have a lot to work with. So Sam is sitting in a very good situation overall. Yeah, looking in the hand, trashing something, and yeah, Ravemon burst mode, add security to our hand. So they swing over here, swing over the Kuzuhamon, getting the maiden mode from the bottom of our trash, putting it back to the bottom of the deck, deleting our maiden mode right there. And now they still have 3 memory to work with. Playing the Falcomon, they really need a Pekmon blocker, I think, just trying to find it, which unfortunately seems like they only found the one that lets you play a Keenan in the end. So all we have to do is just move up, push out, and swing for attack and go for a game. So just like that. Again, really, really fun, cool matchup to showcase right here.
So you guys see what I mean when Kuzuhamon and Sakuyamon combine together to do all these crazy combos? Well, I know you guys are eager to check out the deck profile, so be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for it because it's going to be coming out real soon. In the meantime, check out more gameplay videos right here. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day, great night, wherever you are. See you next video. This is AVAULT, signing out.